This integral isn't as bad as it looks, so let's quickly solve it so you don't get stuck on your next exam. When I see 1 plus sine of x on the bottom, I think of the conjugate method, and that's basically saying, okay, if you have 1 plus something, let's multiply everything on the top and the bottom by 1 minus that something. You're just flipping the sign. And this is nice because when you multiply the fractions together, now on the top it looks like we're complicating things because we have 1 minus sine of x. But here's the thing, on the bottom now, since we have 1 plus sine of x all times 1 minus sine of x, we know by inspection that the bottom is going to become 1 minus sine squared of x. And the reason why this is important is whenever you see a constant 1 like this and a trigonometric function squared, always think of your identities. Because check this out. Do you remember that sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1? Well, since we have 1 minus sine squared of x, we can manipulate that expression to figure out that that's the same thing as saying cosine squared of x. And so when we put cosine squared of x into the integral I gave you, this is nifty because now I can separate this integral into two separate ones, and that cosine squared of x is going to become very useful for us, so just stick around. So when I split this integral up into two, on the left we're going to have 1 over cosine squared of x dx, and the reason why that's nice is because that's just another way of writing secant squared of x. And check this out. Secant squared of x is one of those integrals that we usually learn to memorize, and that's going to give you tangent of x for that integral. But we still have to deal with this integral on the right-hand side. But it's not a really tough one to solve because we can use a u substitution. Now keep in mind, you have to be careful here because we have sine of x dx on the top, and that sine of x is positive. So when you let u equal cosine of x, remember now that taking the derivative of cosine of x brings in this -1, right? But because we didn't have negative sine of x in the numerator, I'm just going to multiply both sides by -1, so that sine of x dx, when substituted, will bring us in this -1 du. And so this is actually a polynomial integration problem in disguise, because remember that you can rewrite the fraction as a negative power for u after I first simplify the negatives, giving you this other way of writing it, which is going to be u to the -2nd, and that's a simple polynomial integral. That's going to give us this -u to the -1st, but we have to now remember to go back to our variable x. So remember that we let u equal cosine of x, right? I'm going to put that back in here,